Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
Good morning, Hudson. Good morning, Coon Rapids. Good morning, Tacoma. And good morning to you. Welcome to the Jason Show. I'm Jace. Please say hello to my sidekick sister from another mister and Helen's House of Hashes Employee of the Month, Kendall Martin.
Hash browns, hash. That's all I got. Thanks.
That was great.
Thank you. Got
See you
the hash
tomorrow,
browns.
everybody. Bye-bye. Stay tuned for Wendy.
Hi, Jason.
Hi, sweetie. How you doing?
I'm delightful. How are you?
You are delightful. You're in a great mood today. I noticed in the meeting. You're
Thank you.
very pleasant today.
Thank you.
I didn't mean to put the word today on there. You're always pleasant.
Today.
Today, no. You look beautiful as per usual.
Why, thank you. I forgot my lipstick for the second day in a row, so we're sporting the red today.
I was going to say, I'm looking at you. I see in the monitor. I see lipstick, unless I am getting progressively more blind. But I mean, you know.
Yeah, I just woke up like this, actually. I bit my lips a couple times, and it was like bright red.
Yeah. Can I tell you, have you ever been sucked into a trend that you don't want to be sucked into? Like, Beanie Babies is a big one, but what's an internet thing? Like TikTok, I got swept into the Wordle.
I love Wordle.
If you don't know what it is, it's the work of the devil. And it's a website out of Europe. And you guess a 5-letter word. You get 6 tries to guess a 5-letter word. And you start with nothing. You just got to put in a 5-letter word, and then it'll tell you what letters you have right, what letters are there but in the wrong place, and what letters are total losers. And I laughed at it because I kept seeing it on social media during my vacation. People kept tweeting about it, and I
you're
thought,
like, what is this?
What in Sam Blank is this? And then I rolled my eyes on it. Now I do it.
Yep.
Now I do it. And now I'm a little, like this morning I woke up and I did it. I got it in 2 tries. I got it on the second try today.
Nice.
Which I heard is good. I heard that's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
Okay.
Yes.
And the word today is, I'm just joking. I'm kidding. I'm not going to do that.
Don't worry.
Hashtag don't want the emails.
You ruined Wordle.
Yeah. I liked the show better when it was Kendall. There we go. Yeah.
Didn't
Anyway.
ruin Wordle.
Yeah. Are you playing Wordle?
Yeah. So we have this thing. I sit with the weather team in the morning news. So I am not part of the weather team, but I sit there. So we in the weather department area, we like to sometimes go, oh,
you're
so
cheating.
Oh. So we get it pretty quickly because
you work together as a team.
But honestly, we're all obsessed. So then sometimes we're like, don't look.
Okay, so I'm playing it, you're playing it, Jeff, you're playing it. Adam, do you play it? No. Eric, do you play it? No. Eric's wife doesn't let him play things like that.
It's easy enough.
But yeah, right? Tanya doesn't let you play games, does she? No. Ted, are you playing it? Ted is playing it. How about Director Leo? Are you there? Director Leo, are you playing it?
No, Jason, I'm not playing.
I'm sorry.
Shocked. He doesn't have time.
Whoa. Sorry. Sorry, Leo. I know. Can't squeeze it in between of shuffleboard or whatever he's playing. What is it? What is sport he plays? Curling. How's curling going, Leo?
Really good, Jason. Thank you.
Have you won recently?
All of them so far.
Oh.
How'd that Bonspiel go? Pretty good?
That's a goulash, isn't it? Anyway. But I'm here. I'm going to play for a little while. Just like, Animal Crossing. That was what I got sucked into. And then I played it until I got bored.
You did get sucked into that one.
Now I haven't visited my island in years.
If you like Wordle, you should read the New York Times piece about how it started. It's a love story.
Okay, I'll get right on that. Let's get started, everybody. It's time for the hot dish. Here we go. Things I won't do today.
It's short.
Okay, right.
Short article.
I don't care. Lady Gaga was on with Kimmel last night. She stars in the new movie House of Gucci. The movie stars also Jared Leto, Adam Driver, and Al Pacino. And her family, as you can imagine, got very excited about that cast. Look at this.
Your parents had to go nuts when you told him you were doing a movie with Al Pacino, right?
Oh, yeah. My father's had heart issues his whole life, and I was like, this is going to put him back in the hospital. And my family is so Italian. We're Italian-American, but we're Italian. And my father, I was like, are you sitting down? And he goes, what happened? And he's like, and I'm like, were you stressed today? And he goes, who's involved?
It sounds like my friend, my bestie Jen. Before I tell her anything, oh gosh, what are you gonna tell me? And does it have anything to do with me? Am I involved? No, it doesn't have anything to do with you. She looks good. Have you seen this movie?
No, I need to. It is on my list, and maybe my husband will take me.
If he can spell your name right to get the tickets ordered.
Please get it right and get me to the movie.
We have a couple people in the building that have seen it. They said it's good, not great, that she is better than the movie itself.
Is that what Bjorn thought?
Yeah,
Or-
Baby Bjorn, producer
Okay.
Baby Bjorn.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well-
and he loves Gaga, like eats, sleeps, drinks Gaga. And he said she's fantastic. The movie's a little long, I've also heard.
Oh, it's House of Gucci, though. The outfits, the clothing alone, I'm going.
There's a documentary, though, on Discovery Plus that talked. Did you see that?
Yes!
The real story behind it?
Yes!
Yeah, it's really good. Go find it. I think it's called House
Something
of
about
Gucci.
Gucci.
Something Gucci real life. Go to the Discovery Plus, type in Gucci, and you'll see it. It's actually a well-made documentary.
Very good. Concur.
Yeah. By the way, Gaga's been nominated for a SAG award for that movie for Best Actress. Moving on, next on the dish, Disney is dipping its into its animated library again for another live-action remake. But this time, not everyone's real hop about it. They are currently casting for Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And that has upset the most high-profile little person in Hollywood, Peter Dinklage. He called the story about seven dwarfs living in a cave backwards and wondered if he had done nothing to advance the cause. Rachel Zegler from West Side Story has been tapped to play Snow White, but Disney has not announced what, if anything, they're going to do with the dwarfs. I can see what he's saying. He said, look, the story, you're going to get progressive in other ways, but you're still going to have the story that's not great about these dwarves that live in a cave and, and stare at the no.
Happy and sleepy?
Yeah. Do you know my trick, right? How long have you been working with me?
Please continue with the feelings. Go.
No, you know the
Right?
trick, though, to remember all the dwarfs' names.
Isn't it like a feelings thing?
No, it's, well, kinda. 2 S's, 2 D's, 3 emotions.
Oh, that's the emotions. Go.
Sleepy, sneezy, dopey, doc, happy, bashful, grumpy.
And he got fired from the Disney store.
I got fired, and I learned that.
I don't know how.
Anyway, I get it. If I were Disney, this is a tricky story. Snow White is tricky for a lot of reasons now in Touchy 22 is what I call it this year.
Ooh,
Very
nice.
touchy 22. Everybody's touchy. It's difficult.
Yeah, she gets awoken by a prince only with a kiss.
Yeah.
His skin is white as snow.
Yeah,
He's got
it's
some
just-
dwarves.
Yeah. And the dwarves, again, so maybe they'll leave the dwarfs out. You can do the story in a different way.
Yeah, or recreate what the dwarf characters are.
Yeah, possibly. Next in the dish, set your DVRs. We're getting a preview of today's Kelly Clarkson show as part of Kellyoke. She's going to sing Janet Jackson. This is one of my favorite songs, Escapade. But that's not all. Look.
Give it up for Miss Janet Jackson, y'all. Woo! Oh my gosh. I'm going to be really honest with you. I am sweating so much from singing, and like you can hear it so well. Like anyway, you made me very nervous, ma'am. But thank you for letting me sing another one of your songs. I love covering your music.
I love the way you cover my music. I think you're an absolutely wonderful singer, and I love to hear it. So thank you.
Oh my gosh. And also I want to say this because
First, she looks tremendous, doesn't she? Janet looks amazing.
She doesn't age.
No, she does well. No, absolutely not. She does not. And Kelly does a pretty good job. And every time we bring up Janet, two things happen. We mention our buddy Jace. And number two, you really do forget. And we learned, the staff, Jeff and Eric, we all learned when we went to her concert in Treasure Island. Resort and Casino. You forget, and I don't think the youngins have any appreciation, you forget how many songs Janet has in her library. You really, you do, because Justin Timberlake and the NFL, ruined her career or sidelined her career. But before that, you forget Nasty, Escapade, What Have You Done For Me Lately? That's the Way Love Goes, Rhythm Nation. What am I forgetting, Jeff?
Isn't there like a snake one?
No, that Cold Hearted Snake is Paula Abdul. All For You. Together Again. I could just go on and on and on and on and on and on. Pleasure Principle.
How's that one go?
It's the pleasure principle. Oh, Miss You Much? Oh, yeah. I could just do a whole.
Good thing we don't have a Jason Aoki week.
Oh, how dare. Well, I'm sorry. Sorry, my singing isn't up to your standards. I want to hear you sing. Oh, wait, you were an opera singer. Let's not do that.
I'm not singing.
Yeah, but you're a pretty good singer still, aren't you?
I'm retired.
Sorry, Cher. Let me know when I can get tickets to your tour.
Okay.
Someone's a little uppity about their singing abilities. Hey, by the way, check your local listings for the full interview. Janet's 2-night documentary begins Friday night on Lifetime. We can't wait to watch that. Dear friends, go get some Sanka, some Hills Brothers, or some Tang. We'll be back right after this. Coming up next, you better think twice before you come for T Swift. Find out why a singer is eating some crow and apologizing to Taylor. Then, white cabinets, natural wood, wallpaper. What are the hot home trends for 2022? We'll find out when HGTV star Heather Fox joins us live. And Leo, roll it. Was there a coyote lurking near my house? One viewer thinks so. We're opening up the Jason Show mailbag. That and more when we come back.
Portrayal for Peloton in a fictional television show, this time on the season 6 premiere of Billions. A character on the show suffered a heart attack after riding a Peloton bike.
Remember last month, Peloton shares plunged when Mr. Big died after riding a Peloton in the Sex and the City spin-off series, and just like that.
But those aren't the only 2 shows in which a Peloton played a major part.
Daddy Pig gets a Peloton.
All right, Daddy Pig, time to try your new Peloton bike.
But isn't that the thing on TV giving people heart attacks?
What could go wrong? I'm literally made of the thing cardiologists tell you not to eat. This exercise bicycle will get me out of my rut in no time.
Or me out of this failed marriage.
What's that?
I said, pretend you are pulling a carriage.
Oh yes, visualization. Great suggestion.
Why is Daddy Pig breathing so hard?
Because Mommy Pig recently spotted Daddy Pig's car parked over at Madame Gazelle's house.
The Peloton killed Daddy!
Oh, that's last night's cold open on Colbert. Oh, that's fantastic. Poor Peloton.
Ooh.
They can't sell it. I mean, they have like a warehouse full of them, and yeah. Let me read some more Janet Jackson songs. Scream, That's the Way Love Goes, All For You, What Have You Done For Me Lately, Doesn't Really Matter, When I Think of You, Love Will Never Do, Let's Wait a While. Remember that one? Call on Me. Let's see here. Control, Someone to Call My Lover, Nasty, Black Cat. I could go on. But people forget.
How much she got.
How much she gave.
Mm-hmm.
How much she gave. Next in the dish, the lead singer of the band Blur is eating his words today after he claimed that Taylor Swift doesn't write her own music. In an LA Times interview, Damon Albarn made the allegation. Taylor picked up on it pretty quickly and unleashed the Swifties on him. He sensed the storm was a-coming and quickly apologized and said his comments were reduced to clickbait. Taylor has written or co-written every song she's released since the start of her career. Why in the world would you go after her? You know, it's like the Beehive, it's Beyonce. And you know the Swifties, you're going to be attacked. No matter, even if you're kind of right on whatever argument you're posting, they're going to eat you.
Right. And he was wrong. And like it's well known that that's what she does. That's how she was discovered, was by playing her guitar and writing her own music in her house. Like, duh.
You never go after these teen idols. I did it once about 7 years ago. I made fun of the Jonas Brothers on my radio show, and I was attacked tip to tail on the internet. I had a 14-year-old girl tell me that she wanted to chop off my private parts. That's a direct quote.
I think I know her.
I think you probably do. She had another person wanted to send me to North Korea.
That's touche.
Another person said, no wonder you're on radio in Minneapolis. You'll never, oh yeah. Oh, these teens, they're vicious. And all I said, it wasn't that bad. I just said talking to Joe Jonas was like talking to a stapler. It wasn't that bad. What did I say?
You've never been to a teenage high school, any of that kind of sleepover, because you can't say anything. Or they're like,
I know. He's better now, but it was. He said like 27
Stop
words. Next on the dish, a big shakeup for Bravo. One of the OGs of the $1 Million Listing franchise. He's out of there. He's called it quits. Frederick announced he's leaving the show after 11 years. There he is right there. He's become known for his rather unique personality and win at all costs mentality and his dancing. He's appeared in New York since the beginning of the show. Most recently went bi-coastal and joined the LA franchise as well. Bravo hasn't said what they're going to do, who they're going to replace him with. I like Frederick, Ted, and Jeff and I like him. But sometimes he was on a show with Bethany for a while and it didn't last long because that's a lot. That's two huge personalities in one show and there's no balance. You don't have someone to kind of balance you out.
I really liked him on LA because he was like, and I don't hate him, but he's the love to hate character. He was the one on the show, at least the 2 seasons he did at LA, where everybody's kind of like getting more cohesive, all the other brokers, and then he just comes in and everybody's like, bah, Frederick. So I don't know what they're gonna do.
They'll be fine. They'll be. These are all. It's like Lassies. You can replace and Becky's. There's always another obnoxious realtor.
No one will ever replace Tracy Tudor though. So if you ever leave, I'm leaving the show too.
Okay. I don't know. Next in the dish, Fox has finally figured out how to counter program against the Olympics. Our lovely network just announced a new primetime show that will air on Tuesdays next month, and we have a preview. Look at this.
35 years after the original movie, Fox is bringing you back to where it all began.
Nobody puts baby in the corner. This is the real Dirty Dancing.
8 celebrities compete to become the real Baby and Johnny.
Work on my Johnny hairs.
Some will rise. Some will fall. All will have the time of their life. The real Dirty Dancing 4-week event starts Tuesday, February.
Our network has had worse ideas. Man versus airplane, or beast versus airplane, or man versus beast, or whatever, wasn't it?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
They had like a man and a tiger in a race or something. I don't know. So the real Dirty Dancing it's a celebrity dance competition, and 2 people will be crowned the next Baby and Johnny. So Howie from the Backstreet Boys, Brie Bella from WWE, Tyler C from the Bachelorette, and Lonnie Love from The Real. That's basically the only celebrity I just listed right there.
People love Tyler C. Honestly, people really do like him.
I love Lonnie Love. I mean,
There you go.
love her. All jokes aside, this might work. I was ready to make fun of it. I said this yesterday. People love looking back. They love nostalgia. They love things that make them remember a simpler time. And you can't get much more simple than 1986. You can't. Taylor Dane. No, it was 86. It was 87? Hold on a minute.
Oh, God.
Hey, Siri, what year was Dirty Dancing released?
Which one? I found 4.
Okay, 1987. Jeff is right. I thought it was 86. Okay. I hate when he's right. Anyway, you've seen Dirty Dancing, right?
Of course I have. I know sometimes there are movies that you're like, really?
Yeah.
But yes, we watched it on repeat.
Do you want a little fun fact? The resort in Pennsylvania where they filmed that at, you know the famous lake that they just showed right there?
Yeah.
Where they practiced the lift? A couple years ago, that lake went dry. Like it dried up. Like it was gone, and then it came back.
And then it came back?
Came back. Why are you laughing?
They found Jennifer Grey.
They found Mr. Kellerman under the. Look, it's Max. No, Jennifer Grey was down there.
Hanging out.
Jerry Orbach.
Mm-hmm.
Next in the dish. No, but it really did. I'm not making that up.
I believe you.
Yeah, I don't know. And then the water came back.
Okay.
Next in the dish, Will Arnett is teaming up with Netflix for his next show. It's called Murderville. We're running out of ideas. It will definitely get the actors out of their comfort zone because they don't have a script. Look at this.
What do we got here?
Stab wounds in her upper back.
Tough time imagining with just the outline. Ken, get in the position and slowly be dying too. You got to keep track of the evidence. You have a notepad?
For Terry Seattle, every day means a new murder case and a new celebrity partner.
You ready to solve a crime?
Ready.
Scream it!
I'm ready to solve a crime!
Let's go!
No. Big no on this one. The series drops next week. It's going to feature Sharon Stone, Conan O'Brien, Annie Murphy from Schitt's Creek, Ken Jeong, among more. Your thoughts, Kendall?
I don't get it. So there's
I don't
no
either.
script, and they live in a town called Murderville.
Yeah. So it's like a Christopher Guest movie, but a show set in Murderville.
Oh.
So it's like,
I don't know what Christopher Guest is. Are you offended? Oh, Eric's even offended. I'm sorry.
okay. Out of all the egregious things
Here we
that
go.
have, this is perhaps the one that almost hurts the most.
Pour one out for the
don't,
homies.
You don't know you don't know who Christopher Guest is? When I say a Christopher,
Ted doesn't either.
Who?
Ted doesn't either. Our producer of the show. He doesn't know either.
Okay, I'm so.
I'm sorry for being under 40. Like, don't get mad at me. I'm gonna get an email about that one. Should I just cut
Oh, I'm
myself?
coming, Elizabeth. Krista, have you ever heard of the movie Best in Show?
Yeah, with the dogs.
That's a Christopher Guest movie. Have you ever heard of This Is Spinal Tap?
Sure. Maybe.
Those are all Christopher Guest movies. They're with Catherine O'Hara, Eugene Levy, Parker Posey,
Oh, I
Waiting
love
for
Eugene Levy.
Guffman.
Mhm.
Have you ever heard of Waiting for Guffman?
Who's that?
Okay. I think we're going to stop now because Did Pierre have this problem when he was here? And by the way, Pierre, who filled in for me, did a wonderful job. I'm a big Pierre fan. I love him. I think he should get a whole primetime show. If Kim Jong-un's listening, he's fantastic. Pierre came in here during a commercial break with large scissors.
I was so scared.
What did he do to you?
Well, I thought he was like going to trim my nose hairs. I was like, what's happening? I had a string right here, and he cut it for me. Like,
oh, he noticed that. What a nice guy. He either noticed, or our executive producer de jour, Lori Lees Fisher, notified him of a renegade string.
a rogue string.
A rogue string. Anyway, I love Pierre. I haven't said enough. Pierre filled in. I love that guy. He's so good. He's in our Fox 9 sports department. I wish I watched sports or I'd watch him, but I don't. It's like hoots and clicks to me. Anyway, you can see that show on Netflix. It's called Murderville, now that we've given it a ringing endorsement. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this. Back in a moment. Well, our first guest this morning does it all when it comes to making homes look beautiful. And this week she's in Vegas at one of the biggest trade shows in the home and furniture business. And she's giving us a sneak peek at some of the hot items for the year. Welcome back to the show, live from Vegas, from Fox Homes and Foxwell in Edina. It's our good friend, Heather Fox. Hi, Heather.
Hello, how are you?
Good. How's the show going?
I mean, it's warm here. It's incredible to walk outside without a jacket. I'll tell you that. It's awesome. It's so great to come and see all of the trends. You know, we see everything here from furniture, decor. I've got candles, cleaners, everything behind me. Everything is here.
Well, we depend on you, Heather, for the current trends that we're going to see in the next year or so. We have these down in categories. Let's start with textures. What are you seeing?
Okay, so textures, I'm seeing a ton of natural fibers, like this basket, in just about every part of decor. Even in pillows, we're starting to see some of this. Tons of like raw natural materials, like this marble bookend, just like tons of texture all the way around. And of course, as always, pillows, tons of different just like materials. You know, you've got all of this movement, lots of tassels are still happening. So you kind of get a little bit of everything, anything that feels great, but then also you can like see the texture when you look at it.
I know in the early 2000s, it was all about sharp, straight lines. Everything just had, it was very modern, and now we're getting away from that. You're seeing a lot of curves.
It's like the 80s are coming back fully. You know how in like dressing, everybody dresses like we dressed in the 90s, Jason?
Yeah.
Well, now all of the decor is starting to look like the 80s, which I dig. So many of these like little curves on vases, tons of them, like these little rings here, just like a cool little piece to set on a coffee table or something. Just about everything has curves right now. Tons in furniture too. I can't really show you a sofa at the moment, but all of the furniture has like curved backs. It's pretty fun actually to kind of see this like huge throwback to what my house looked like when I was a kid.
I was going to say, Heather, it's funny that you mentioned the 80s, because before we moved on to curves, when you showed that first basket in textures, Jeff's nodding his head too, I thought that is something that you would have seen in the early 80s, right, Heather? That is so...
Totally.
Yes, my mom had stuff like that.
Yeah, I would actually say decor is kind of starting, I feel like decor items, you're seeing lots of 70 influences, like even the like mustards and the greens, the avocados, the textures, all of that. And then furniture, we're seeing more of like the 80s influence.
Okay, now
it's interesting.
This next thing that you told the producers surprised you, and it surprised me, because this is the late 80s, like Miami Vice era. You're seeing a lot of pastels?
So many, even lavender. So we're not just seeing the blushes. You know, blush was huge last year. It's kind of a neutral, I think, in decor right now. But we're also seeing like this lavender color, again, example of curves, and this green. Even the candles you can see behind me, all of these vessels are kind of in that like more pastel kind of color tone. But I mean, again, another curve example, right?
Oh.
Curve and pastel together. And what do we have here? Texture.
Yeah.
All of it. All the trends right there.
I feel like there's a Facts of Life when they opened that Over Our Head store, and it was all pastel stuff. That's what I feel like. Okay, we're going to stick with textures, but on vases, you're seeing glazes and texture.
Yes. Yeah, so it's cool. It's actually, we're seeing it on kind of like this mug here, on not just vases, but also in like dining plates and cups and mugs, and then also in, again, these candle vessels. You know, they have tons of texture and a lot of like glazing in almost all of it. So tons of just like this natural look, right? Like you're seeing it in the fibers, in the textures, and then also obviously in the glazes. And Illume, so cool. This is actually a Minneapolis brand, and some of my like favorite scents for all candles.
You kind of said this at the very beginning, but what I'm getting from this overall is everything is just very natural. We're getting away from the over modern, white metal. We're getting away from that, it seems. Am I right?
Absolutely. Tons of natural textures. And I mean, a lot of color. I feel like for a while when we would come to these shows, things would be kind of colorless. And I think after the pandemic, maybe it just changed where people are like, they want to live in their house and have a little bit of life. And we're just seeing tons of that. Again, pastels, but also that 70s color palette too, like that mustard and rust and avocado green, a lot of that also.
And speaking of the pandemic, I know we did a whole segment on it after a New York Times article talked about 20-somethings really embracing plants. Plant moms, plant dads, plant parents. Plants are still hot?
Oh my gosh, huge. So tons of textures, again, within the planters. You can kind of like fulfill having the plant, being the plant parent, but also get some of those glazes and textures. There's so many pretty pretty pots for those also. But yeah, plants are huge. And Jason, I don't know if you remember, but a few years ago, I was on and talked about plants at the time when they were like kind of starting as a trend. And now they are everywhere. And the great news is there's so many resources online, so many blog posts and stuff you can read. If you're like, I'm starting out with plants, I don't know what to do, read a few like blog posts and figure out what the really easy non-killable ones are and start there.
I love it. My last question, we have like 30 seconds. When you go to these shows, Heather, it's kind of an inside baseball question, but the stuff that you see in these shows like right now, when do we normal folks start to see them on shelves, like at Target?
Good question. Yeah, so some of it happens like 30 days later, right? You make an order and it's on your shelves 30 days later. But if you want to see something kind of funny, right now, I am also doing all of our Christmas shopping. So not just, you know, the stuff for summer and fall, but we are doing all of our Christmas. We buy all of our Christmas stuff by the end of January.
Oh my goodness. That is fascinating. Heather, thank you. Can't wait to see you again.
Yes, thanks so much.
Go visit her shop in Edina. Go to foxwell.com for more information. It's a great store. You'll love it. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this. Beautiful story.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Welcome back. The boys of the Yam House. Get their music wherever you find your music, Spotify, Apple Music, and more. Well, it's time now to see what you have to say. Leo, roll it. We're opening up the Jason Show mailbag.
You've got mail.
We do. Hi, Jenny. Jenny is up first. She writes, last week, Wednesday, I think at your house when you were doing your show live there, it looked like a small coyote outside your glass door. And because you have small dogs, I wondered what you did. Now, I can tell you, I got worried because somebody wrote that. I saw the email come through and I thought, a coyote? Don't worry, I live in downtown, I live in the North Loop of Minneapolis and I live in a tall building and I'm up in the air. So I think what you had a theory.
It was the reflection of your wine room, right?
Yeah.
That's that glass door. One of the boys had walked, before you could see him, you saw like movement back there. I think it was one of the dogs in the reflection.
Oh, it was the glass, okay, from the door, and then one of the my dog, oh.
Yeah, because they were behind you enough that you could only see a reflection of something. 'Cause I caught it and was like, is that a Biggie?
Is that a coyote in the North Loop? Yeah. What? Teresa from Wenatchee, Washington is up next. Hi, Washington. Love our friends. And by the way, that's our buddy Shane's hometown. I call it Waka Waka. She writes, hi, Jason. It's nice to have you back. Tell Kendall not to let her husband live the birthday thing down. Use it for leverage as long as possible. Now, before Kendall laughs, another comment about Kendall's husband spelling Kendall's name wrong on her birthday card. Carl writes in, hey, I saw Kendall's husband on the show for a second, and I thought he looked a bit like David Arquette. Now, you know that the research team had to do a side-by-side, so Leo, put it up there.
Maybe a little. I think more in the photo, maybe, that I took of him that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's very handsome. I'll give him that.
I will say that Jordan is a very, very, very handsome man.
He's very handsome.
I didn't mean to add three verys. I got a little creepy. I did, but anyway, I think he's better. Yeah, let me backtrack on that one. He doesn't watch anyway. He's better looking than the David Arquette.
I think so too, but I can see where you would see that resemblance. I always say he looks like, oh my goodness, and of course I just forgot what his name is. I'll think of it, but one of those very famous actors who
you think on that, I'll read this next question from Chuck and Julie in Hayward, Wisconsin. Hey, Hayward. Hey, Jason. You had a young apprentice working with you last summer. Is he working for the ABC station in Duluth? He looks familiar. Well, Chuck, you're right. That's former intern Kenny. That's right. He got a job at the station. Oh, we love the Kenny. Kenny was producer Ted's favorite intern ever. No offense to any of them, but Kenny was Ted's favorite. I love we've had great interns. All of them have gone on to do good things. All of them.
Every time I think of Kenny, I think of the segment we did when we threw clay and we had our ghost moment.
Yeah. Kenny cracked me up. Kenny is like, like BB. Kenny, I just wanted to put on a shelf and pull down when I needed some entertainment. He's just hysterical.
He's great.
Finally, a comment from Brad and Kimberly. They responded to my question about granimals and if they're still around. And the answer is yes. Brad and Kimberly shared these pictures saying the Walmart in Duluth still has granimals. That's great. Granimals, you match the lion shirt with the lion pajama bottoms and you have an outfit.
I thought of it, by the way.
Who?
A young Kevin Costner. There's some movies where they look alike. If you see my husband in real life, they look alike. Don't say no, you don't know. They do.
You can stay connected with our show on social media. Check us out on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. It's easy. Our address is Jason Show TV. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this. I can see it, actually. Yeah. A little bit.
And I'm not a liar. I'm not dramatic. It's hard because, I don't, sometimes want to be here because, am I going to get yelled at or, victimized? So, it's scary. To be honest with you, it's just it's hard because especially today I see the connection and I don't want someone to be a liar and a bully and toxic to ruin my chances with what we have. So I want to be open and honest. So yeah.
I do appreciate you letting me know that, but I don't want it to take away from us.
I know. So let's move on. But I just want to be open and honest with you. But it sucks.
Yeah. I don't want you to be too regret about it.
Oh my God. You believe me? I have him. Trust me. I know I have him.
Ruin what you have? It's episode 3, Freaky Franny. It's a new villain in Bachelor Nation, and it's Shanae. And so far, is it Shanae? Yeah. And she has Clayton eating out of her hand. Another week in Clayton's quest for love, and most of the women are getting real with their feelings. And that means, once again, we're getting real because America loves Ted. Joining us from Bachelor headquarters is the one and only producer, Ted Johnson. Good morning.
Good morning.
She's not for real, is she, Ted?
She's totally fake. Usually they don't come out and say that they're fake. In those those interviews, they usually dangle us and they go, oh, they try to play up their niceties for America. But no, she is all fake. And then when she gets in front of him, she's just all business.
Because again, Ted, I was gone. Ted had to remind me, I've been gone since the season. We're only in week 3, right?
Right. So because of the NFL, we skipped a week last week. So we didn't have a show last week. So it took me a while to get up to speed on what it was happening. But yeah,
thank you to your service to America.
so it took me about 15 minutes to remember who she is and why I don't like her. And America,
That's it.
Yeah.
That clip right there, you don't need anything else.
No.
Tell me about the group date.
So you remember, usually in these early season group dates, they get them naked.
Yes, Ted, I remember that.
Or they roll around in mud or something,
Yeah.
and then they rip each other's clothes off.
Yeah.
The Bachelor is turning a new page. They did group therapy. Look at this. They're getting real. They're talking about their emotions, their vulnerabilities. This was actually a very sweet, heartwarming moment for the franchise, and I thought, wow, we are turning a page.
Can we go back to the naked mud wrestling?
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. I don't want to see that crap. If I'm watching The Bachelor, I don't want to see a group therapy session. I'm in therapy. I don't need to see it. I'm not kidding. I sit through my own. I don't need to sit through theirs.
Right. No, but that's what they were doing. They were getting real. But so I'm thinking, okay, wow, we are really classying up
The joint.
The joint.
Yeah.
And then we go on to the one-on-one date with Sarah, and our Minnesota friend Becca gives them the news. Take a look.
I'm going to ask you to strip down to your skivvies and do the scavenger hunt all around downtown LA in your undies. What if you're not wearing underwear? I mean, you can go commando if you want.
Okay. Yeah, we're going
So
with that.
you gotta say yes.
Yes. Let's do
You
it.
gotta let go. You gotta let go of that control.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. Good luck. 3.
All right, here we go. Oh my gosh. Go this way. This way. This way. This way.
God, that's a long ride.
I am in underwear in downtown LA, running around with a van. So that's news.
Oh, we gotta get some.
Classy.
I can't wait, Ted. I don't want to ruin the tease. I know we don't have footage yet. We're gonna have photographer Eric do that in Loring Park next week, aren't we?
Yes. And we're gonna have like people just walking by being.
Yes. Okay, so a Baywatch star. Am I reading this right? Did you type this right?
Yes.
A Baywatch star came back for this.
A Baywatch star, and not really one of the good ones.
Yeah.
Nicole Eggert came back. There she is, and she put them through some Baywatch. Whatever you want to call
Exercises?
them. Exercises.
Yeah.
So they had to do, slow motion running and that kind of stuff.
How do you sit through this?
It takes a lot of willpower.
Okay.
But here's the other thing with this one. So Clayton made a catastrophic mistake.
Yeah.
I guess he didn't wear sunscreen, because he got burned, he got fried. That's something he and I have in common. But on the cocktail hour, someone brought aloe and lathered him up.
We're also going to do that with photographer Eric next week. And aloe, it'll be our new segment, Aloe Rub Down with photographer Eric. And each week, a different staff member will do it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Starting first with Brad.
Ted, thank you, buddy. That's Ted Johnson, everybody. We would get clicks from that, though. We really would. Aloe Rub Down with photographer Eric. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this. The people would love that. I'm just saying. I don't know if it would pass through legal, but... Welcome back. Okay, my dear friends, it is time for the world's shortest segment. Thank you. Big news for wine drinkers who like it chilled. The domestic goddess herself, Martha Stewart, says it's totally acceptable to put ice in your wine. Attention, mother. Martha tells People magazine nobody cares anymore. Even fine winemakers don't care. She says it's a good way to, quote, extend a glass of wine by letting it water down as you drink it. Martha, by the way, is promoting her own new Chardonnay called Martha's Chard.
I think it's supposed to be shard. Like
what did I say? Oh,
Chard.
Shard. We'll be back. Welcome back to Martha's Chard. Kendall joins me again, and it's time for the surprise goodbye. You know this, Kendall and I are in the dark about what the producers have put into the segment until right now. Today, it's a game of Never Have I Ever. I'm going to read a series of scenarios. Kendall and I have to admit if we've done them or not. Are you ready? I haven't seen this until now.
I'm not ready.
Never have I ever forgotten a loved one's birthday.
No, I never have.
Oh, I have, yes. Never have I ever been on 2 dates in the same day. Oh, I have.
I don't think I've done that.
Oh, yeah. I went to Bev's Wine Bar in the afternoon or in the early evening.
Right.
And I went to my house in the later evening.
Oh, sassy minx.
I was actively single then. Never have I ever stalked an ex on social media.
Oh, of course. Haven't we all?
Oh, last week. Never have I ever cut my own hair.
No, I don't cut. Oh, yeah, when I was like 5.
I did during vacation.
Oh.
Yeah, because they got long. Never have I ever gotten a tattoo.
Oh, I have several.
Yeah, and I made an appointment for one. I'm finally getting one. So there we go.
Do tell.
Yeah. That's going to do it. Tomorrow on the show, Stephanie Hansen is back, and she's already thinking about Valentine's Day. That's tomorrow. But right now, if you're a kid that's being bullied, you go out there and be yourself, because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. And if they do tell you you're doing it wrong, have a big glass of Martha's Chard. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody. Bye-bye.